All right, today's video and question is going to be how to look for and lean on a father figure in God alone and not in preachers when your own father failed you. So what do you do if your own father failed you? That's a very common question I get today. Apparently, there is an absence of dads and a lot of single moms being raised, or actually raising little boys today. And man, what they suffer for is an example, a man to look to, and someone that can, kind of be there for you. And I had a dad growing up. My mom and dad never got divorced, and I wasn't raised in church, wasn't raised in what some would call a Christian home, but I did have a dad, and I know that as a kid, you look for validation from your dad. You look for that thumbs up from heaven, or actually from your father. I remember one time I was in a football game when I was a ninth grader at the Cula High School, and we were playing Central Gwinnett, and I had this. There was a 6'8" or he was a tight end, and he was on offense, and I was like 145-pound strong safety, and they threw a pass to the flat to this guy. And I remember his name was Mickey, and I'm talking about I hit him so hard. I was so little, he was so big. I hit him so hard that his helmet came off on the sideline. And I remember when I got up from that hit, I looked up and my dad's up there going like this, and that just that did something for me as a little boy. And so you need that as a kid. You need that as a young man. You need that older man looking at you and saying, "I'm proud of you. Good job." If you don't have that, you suffer. You really do. And I think that's a call for older men to notice younger men when they're trying. I think older men should go out of their way to compliment the effort of some young men. I think sometimes older men are just too hard. You nitpick and you find little tiny things that are wrong with them, and you just totally ignore the good. And we live in a society today where women are just craving validation. They just crave it, and they do almost. I mean, they do just the most. I think that's why most women wear as little clothes as possible so that they can get that from men. In that attention, that validation. I think that's why they do it. I don't think I think even people are lost, but I still think that women walking around, with all that real estate uncovered, I think, how aren't you cold? I mean, come on. I think they do it because they know it turns heads, and they know it gets that validation from men. They crave that. In some cases, I think that's why a lot of them do it. But I think young men need that too. I think young guys, when they tie their tie and they iron their shirt for once and come to church, I think you ought to notice that. I think you ought to say, "Hey, good job. You're looking good today, buddy. You're looking good." I think they need that positive reinforcement. I think older men need to do a better job of doing that, looking at and hearing that, actually just doing that, going up to a young guy saying, "You're doing good, buddy," and I try to do a lot of that myself. But if you don't have that, and you never had that, I think you need to find kind of. I hate the term surrogate. I don't know if I like that term, but I have seen people that were raised in broken homes, and they found that type of validation in a church member, somebody that was older, somebody who could kind of fill that void in their life. And I think, I don't know. It's not God's perfect plan for a life. God's perfect plan for a life is a husband and wife to stay together forever. But sometimes God's perfect plan was not followed, and so what do? You just gotta find something comparable. And so the question being, how do you lean on a father figure in God alone? Well, I think, of course, God is everything, and God's your father if you're a Christian. But I think you need that practical person that you can have, somebody that you can call and say, "Hey, what do I do here? Hey, what's going on with this? Hey, what's up with that?" Somebody an older man that you can look to that can help you with these things and talk to you about these things. And I think the best way to find that's in church. And if you don't have one, be around the older guys, talk to them, ask them questions, wear them out. Just share your life with them, and pray that they'll be interested. If they're smart, they'll be interested. And so I know there's a lot of people out there that your dad failed you, your dad left you, your dad wasn't there. And no dad's perfect. No dad is perfect. I'm not perfect. I feel like many times I failed my children, and I struggle. I want to be the best dad I can be. I want to be the best husband I can be for my wife, be the best father for my girls, be the best father for my boys. God gave me 2 boys and 2 girls, and I want to be there for them. But some people never had that, and even some people did have that, but they kind of didn't. Like, he stayed there, but he really wasn't there, and I think you know what I mean. And it's a sad day. It's a sad thing, but it's a very real thing. And I guess the one thing you look at, you can view it this way. Number one, God's your father now. Look to him. He's your father. He loves you. He cares for you. He has time for you. He'll give you attention. But then also, there's church people that love you. And if they're the right kind of church people, if they're the right kind of church people, they'll be there for you. They'll love you, and they'll spend time with you. So seek that, look for that. You can find that if you got a good pastor. You can find that in him, and that'll be a blessing to you. So, good question. What happens if your father failed you? There's a lot of that. Thanks for watching this video. Subscribe to this channel. We'll see you next time.